Right, so today we're going to look at absolute insanity of OpenAI. So let's go with quickly. OpenAI has raised just 69 billion out of the entire 5 years it's had. Only 69 billion in cash is what it has. Yet it has signed 1.2 trillion worth of deals this year. This is mind-boggling. It only has 69 billion, but it's signed 1.2 trillion deals. For instance, that 300 billion with Oracle, it needs data centers for its AI, right? So it has said for the next 5 years, Oracle will provide data centers worth 300 billion. Where are you getting this money from? Where are you getting 300 billion from? Okay, this makes no sense, but let's go further. Microsoft is one of those investors of the 69 billion. They've invested 13 billion, but because OpenAI loses so much money, it had to take a $4 billion hit in its financials this quarter because it was such a disaster. Now, they're going, don't worry, it's not a problem because part of that 1.2 trillion includes 250 billion that OpenAI says will use of our Azure web cloud services. And that makes our valuation of our OpenAI investment, the 13 billion, worth 127 billion. So it's totally worth it. How are they going to pay that 250 billion? No one knows. Next, NVIDIA. NVIDIA has invested 100 billion in OpenAI. But what has OpenAI said? Don't worry, we're going to pay 10 billion from you to buy overpriced chips, right? The chips that you're selling for 10 million, they're not really worth 10 million. They're probably worth about 10,000. But we're going to say they're worth 10 million. That inflates your share price because all your chips are now worth way, way, way more. And we'll do that because you gave us money. You gave us money to buy overpriced chips to raise your valuation. And you're going to do it to us to raise our valuation as well. This is the world of insanity, circular investing. It is literally me buying this fan for like $100 and going, and now I have 100 fans with me in my inventory, and because I've paid $100, now all of them are worth, would be $10,000. So now my entire inventory is worth $10,000. Why? Because I said this is worth $100, but it's not. It's not even worth $1. But we've said it is, so that's what I'm going to write on as my valuation. I'm going to raise against that as well. I'm going to the banks and raise against that. And so we have here this insanity circular investing. This 1.2 trillion, no one knows who's going to provide this. Well, I'll tell you it's going to be the banks. And then when this whole AI bubble flops, who's going to pay? The taxpayer, obviously, and the Fed. That's who's going to pay for this absolute garbage insanity. 1.2 trillion of signed deals that only go for 5 years. That's nothing, right? 1.2 trillion. This is madness. This is absolute madness. They don't have the money. The banks will have to lend it to them. That reduces lending for everyone else and the productive areas of the economy to fund this insanity. Crazy.